So you have to have your butt out, but you push your hips forward, bend your knees, and essentially you kind of lean a little bit forward. If we all want to be like this, but essentially if you're like this, it's creating too much tension. So you have to actually lean a little bit forward, and essentially you have to pull your neck back. Always walk with your chin up, and look forward. Whenever you're walking straight, you look straight. And whenever you walk, you don't walk from your feet, you walk from your center. So this is actually what moves first. This is what pulls you. You're actually being pulled by this part. This is a video on how to use the human body. Now what else? Oh yeah, let's see. Now even pull-ups, like having a pull-up bar, and to get a pull-up bar. But when you're doing your pull-ups, you don't like hang and let yourself go loose. You have to, even if you're hanging, you have to pull this part, like the center part forward, because you have to be in line. Now, what else about standing? Oh, when you're walking, your head has to go over your foot, so you're balanced. So here I'm balanced. Then when I step here, my head follows, and you're leaning a little bit forward, so that you can practice putting weight on your legs. 1, 2, and you don't. Even if you look like an eagle when you're walking, or you look like a thug, gangster. Well, anyway, the point is, even practice walking backwards too, because when we're walking, we take a step. Oh, my glute is injured. Here is injured. Oh, so if you feel like, oh, I can't take a step back, like, ow, it hurts. You need to take this and you need to attack that area. The massage technique. Pardon me. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Now about sitting. Now when you're sitting, this is super important. I see people all the time sitting wrong. When you're sitting, you have to ground your feet. You can't be having your feet like floating or like on the phone like this while you're on the bus and the bus is shaking and it's compressing your back. You have to always be pushing into the ground. And I like to do this exercise when I'm waiting for something, the bus or whatever, just sitting down. You push into the ground here, one knee up, as high as you can. Let's see if I can do it. And then the other one. And then also like sitting and squat, right? Like natural positions to heal the body. Sitting like this, feet flat, ass to the grass. Like pushing your knees apart, because you're trying to stretch out this area. You're trying to stretch out this area, and if you can't, it's probably injured. So even I'll take this massage pen, just a regular pen, and I'll just start poking it in tender areas, because you literally need to attack every single part of your body, even your armpit, even your neck, because it's tight. Your temples, every single part is hurt and injured that you need to heal. Your pecs, yeah. Okay. Anything else about posture that I learned at that clinic? Just some things I'm gonna add hindsight that I thought about after I filmed the video. Is that for the posture section, which I'm gonna just slip this into the posture section, is essentially when you're picking things up. So if you're standing straight, put your hands on your waist where you hinge. Most people are gonna put their hands here on their hips. Sorry, they're gonna put their hands up here on their waist. But your true hinge point is actually these balls. So lower down on the balls. Just like a door hinge, this is the pivot point. So this is where you should be bending. So a lot of us in school were shown, when we're kids in the Western society, developed nations, they show us pictures when we're kids or in cartoons, and they'll show the characters saying, oh, the human anatomy, put your hands on your hips, right? And they put the hands on the waist. So, and then when we're in school, they get us to do sit-ups, and then we're all bending and doing sit-ups here. And that's what they want. They get us to fuck up our body so that we can have problems later on in life. So essentially, whenever you're gonna pick something up, first of all, when you pick lean, you don't lift your foot off the floor. You put your leg on the ground, or you keep both the feet grounded and you lean and you stretch, so they're grounded. And also, when you pick things up off the floor, if it's something small and light, you can just bend at the hinge point and pick it up like that. Also, you can just for heavy stuff, you pick up like this, obviously, right, using your legs. But now let's say you can bend like this. You put your knee and you bend at the hinge point. and you pick something off the floor, but you keep that back foot planted. Exactly. How about when you're reaching? Same thing. When you're reaching for something up high, keep your feet grounded. You can still reach and stretch up high, right? Sorry, I'm just cooking right now. Sorry, I'm gonna burn. Just very important things I noticed after, I remembered after. Another thing that's important. What's another thing that's important? Fuck, it's eluding me. It's always how the universe works. Tries to take it away. The hinge point. I'll think of it and I'll add it. Alright, so when you're standing, you should stand. Like if you're waiting for something, stand with your feet in a V. Because that will actually activate your glutes. And I noticed that they force military recruits to stand like this so that they activate their glutes and strengthen their body. Now, if you want to activate your lower back, a good way to do it is you lay it flat on your back and you point your toes straight up, forward, into the sky. But they're still touching the ground, if you can see that. And just having your toes like this will activate your lower back. And you can see the difference in my feet here. The height. But eventually after you're balancing, your body will like balance itself. Okay, so another thing I want to add is that how can you tell if you have posture issues? Well, if you've had trouble gaining mass, if you got stick legs, if you sit down and you put your legs together and you see that one is like further forward. You know what I mean? If you have one leg further up, the taller one, it's gonna be taller. Like your foot's gonna be bigger. And that's because you're leaning on that leg more. So you're using that leg more, so that means that this is your weaker side, I'm assuming. Also, another way to tell is, an easy way to tell if you have a posture issue. Actually, I think this is an easier way. I noticed that this is a way to tell. So essentially, you just wear this jacket with a zip and you check out where this is indicating the curve. I'm not even kidding you. So this has to be actually straight, but I have a slight curve, so you're gonna see that slight curve. It'll be magnified in the actual zipper. That's a way that you can tell. You don't have to get an x-ray. Now, what's another thing that you can think of? I can think of that can indicate posture issue. Anyway, fixing your posture, there's a few things I thought about how what it will fix. It'll fix migraines. If you have chronic headaches, chronic migraines, it's because the muscles here are so tight, because you're overactively using this part. Your neck muscles are so tight because your back's not helping you carry your fat head. I have a big head because my body's not grown into size. I've been literally using half my body my whole life because the system shut me down because it knew what I would see, because I was a truth speaker and I could see through this system like glass, like looking through glass, or I can look through people like looking through glass. Now, other things that will fixing your posture will increase your appetite. It will eliminate mental health issues like anxiety, depression, etc. It will help you with digestion because the compression, and also your bowel movements and stool will happen more regularly, and they will be more easy to softer because your body has properly digested it and hasn't been stuck and sitting there for months and stuck like a rock. Also, regularly bowel movements every morning, because I heard from someone that they said that it's so many cells, the waste is so many cells that it's sitting in your body, so expelling it in the morning, you'll feel so much better. So I've heard some people, they take things to laxatives in the night, but the thing is, if your posture is fixed, you shouldn't have to. It should happen every morning naturally, right? Actually, a baby, they said, after they eat, it comes through them because they're growing, and it's always. But I think if you're healthy, it should probably still work the same way. I knew this one guy. He was very jacked, and he was a construction worker, and he was so healthy and so loving of his body, and he took care of himself. And I noticed he every time he ate, he went to the washroom, and I thought he probably felt embarrassed, but nah, man, he should be proud. This body is healthy. Another thing, this will fix is appetite, increase of appetite. If you get acid reflux, it's because something's compressed here, so there's no space again, probably, so the acid comes out. I used to have a lot of acid reflux. Let's see what else will this help. Sciatica, any back pain you have. Probably this will affect knee pain too, I'm assuming. If you have chronic knee pain, it's probably because you're just using your knee in one way, where your knee can be really dynamic, and you're not even aware of how far your mobility is. It's like I didn't even know my arms could go farther back. You know what I mean? We have to stick out our chest and stick out our core, right? But when we're absorbing all this energy from the world, we tend to compress and protect it ourselves because we're not aware of what's happening. Also, another thing that posture alignment will fix is, let's try to think here. Male impotency, as I said before. Irritability reduction. I'm just trying to think. I'm assuming, I have a theory, it might be connected to the thyroid gland. And even arthritis, right? It's connected to, I'm assuming it's because you're not using your muscles, so then your nerves are getting too exposed and too overutilized. Probably that's what it is about, because everything's connected. But this idiot scam system wants to lie to you about what the problem is, and then give you a medication that's not even going to fix the problem, but just cover up, like address the symptoms but mask the root problem. Maybe I'll think of anything else I need to add. Wait, where's the breathing technique? Okay, this is the next one. So this is super important. And actually I want to add that this breathing technique and the learning how to stand and everything, this all should be in the basic, but it's actually difficult to learn, so it's going to be put in advance. Okay, so you have to learn how to properly breathe. So our whole lives they taught us indirectly how to breathe improperly. So they teach us to do breathing to our chest, and they teach us to do shallow breathing, when in reality we're supposed to breathe deep into our core, into our stomach, deep into our core. And actually they say breathe into your balls is the saying. So you essentially breathe deep into your core. And my stomach's a little tight, but essentially we have a lot of muscles and nerves in here, and that, again, I was talking about how we absorb energy here, and that affects our emotions and our confidence. And essentially when you breathe deep into there, it actually starts expanding that area and stretching it out. And you can see it's actually my stomach is so tight because I did a lot of sit-ups when I was younger, and I did a lot of improper, like, to deal with all the energies that was attacking my way. I did martial arts, and that helped me like survive, but also it made my body tight and rigid, and I had to learn how to heal it and relearn a lot of things, like how to walk, how to breathe, how to sit. And now I'm teaching you how to do it, and I assure you it won't take you a decade or two to do it, because like I had to do the long route to learn it all. But since you didn't do martial arts like me for like a decade wrong, like not wrong, but just like, yeah, let's just be real, in a wrong way, more or less. Your healing will be faster in maybe a few years, right? Max, right? Hopefully just in a year, right? I'm thinking just a year. Now let's see here. Okay, so proper breathing.